Hey there, it's Chris Cashman getting ready for a very special Do Not Touch edition of Evening tonight. I don't want you to get poked. You're looking at what might just be the new official Washington State cactus. I know. We'll tell you about it tonight on Evening. Where to find this epic battle in Seattle.
There's a lot of carnage with whipped cream. I'm St. Brian with the story of Tacoma's namesake vehicle, the Toyota Tacoma. How did one of the most popular pickups in this country get this name?
And Jose braves the waves to dig for buried edible treasure on the Washington coast.
Oh my God!
Hello and welcome to Evening, officially from the historic Volunteer Park Conservatory here on Capitol Hill. I say historic, dates back to 1912, came as a kit. Look at this, Carnegie steel, still shining here on Capitol Hill. We're gonna take you behind the bloom here because it turns out all of those words in the name are vital. Volunteer Park Conservatory.
It's just an incredible space. It's one of 3 historic greenhouses on the West Coast.
Since 1912, Volunteer Park Conservatory has been growing more than plants. It's been growing a piece of Seattle's history.
The ironwork is all original to the 1912 structure. It's a place it's a place where people can come and find a sense of peace here when they walk in the door.
In a city that's always reinventing itself, this is a place that's carefully preserved.
This is the Dendrobium kinkianum, so it's a cane orchid. And orchids are so amazing and so beautiful, but when they have a scent, that's a bonus.
I think that this is such a special place of honoring nature and plants, and the way that we have cared for this space daily since its inception, basically. So all of these plants need to be watered every day. We don't have an irrigation system. So someone has come in here every single day since it opened in 1912 to care for these plants.
Generations have passed through these doors, some to escape the rain, others to help this place thrive.
We really rely on volunteer support, as well as the support of the Friends of the Conservatory, which is our nonprofit.
5 rooms, countless climates, and a cameo from what might become our state cactus. Do consider volunteering here. They need a lot of help, and they do share barber hours. They're closed just on Mondays. Otherwise, they are open 10 to 4. Admission is just $6. All right, we took you behind the bulbs. What about behind the brand, like the Toyota Tacoma? Ever since the name change in 1995, the Toyota Tacoma has become the most popular, best-selling midsize pickup truck in America. But why is it called the Tacoma? Saint takes us behind the scenes.
Hey, the answer comes down to something Toyota knows a lot about: marketing.
Every year, Toyota sells 250,000 pickups with the name Tacoma emblazoned on its door. It's been one of the most popular pickups in America ever since it was unveiled in 1995 at the Portland Auto Show, where then Tacoma Mayor Harold Moss celebrated the moment with a jab at Seattle.
Boy, oh boy, neener, neener, neener. We've got the Sonics and now we got the truck.
Yes, he said neener, neener. So why Tacoma? Automotive expert Tom Volk says Toyota didn't just pick the name out of a hat.
I know that they went through about a dozen different names, but Tacoma really hit because it was outdoorsy.
The city has a punchy name, basically pronounced the same no matter the language.
Toyota Tacoma, it has that alliteration. It really works.
Turns out automakers have long had a thing for Western place names that can't be copyrighted. Dodge has the Durango, Volkswagen, the Taos, Kia, the Telluride.
There's the Colorado, which is a Chevy pickup. It's really easy for the automakers to use those names. Also, those names evoke an image.
All names evoke images, which is why AMC should have thought twice about the Gremlin.
Who names a vehicle after a little mythical creature that makes things mechanical go wrong?
And what was Ford thinking when it launched the Probe?
Probe? That just makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, me too.
But 30 years on, Toyota Tacoma is a name that has stood the test of time. Celebrated on the day of its introduction,
There's an enormous pride about where we're going in Tacoma. And this is just another recognition that people outside of our area see us as a very progressive city, a city on the move, a city worth naming our product after.
and celebrated today. For its 30th year anniversary, Toyota made a commercial in Tacoma with stops at the Java Jive and Frisco Freeze.
Could there ever be a day where the Tacoma is discontinued?
I don't see them ever discontinuing the Tacoma. The name is way too popular. The truck is way too popular. That would be, well, let's just say it, stupid. It's just got too much cachet.
Thank you, Saint. You can find Tom Folk's driven car reviews on YouTube. Now, all these blooms are a not-so-subtle reminder that spring is springing as we speak. It's almost April Fool's Day, and nobody takes that joke holiday more seriously than Phinney Ridge, because April 1st is when they commemorate the city's most absurd sporting event.
It's a battle in Seattle
There's a lot of carnage with whipped cream.
that's raged for decades.
I invented it in 2001, and we've been doing it ever since.
Tim Sully Sullivan owns Sully's Snow Goose Saloon on Phinney Ridge. Every April Fool's Day, he puts up some caution tape,
The pie plates are already over there, aren't they?
rounds up some regulars,
Okay, we only got 13. We need more contestants. Let's get brave. Let's get some brave people.
we'll let Theo and Ben explain the rest.
What goes on is there will be people on bikes, and they'll bike up, and they'll hit each other in the face with the pies. They'll throw it at each other.
I think it's fun because I like watching people hit each other with pies.
So do we, Ben, so do we.
It's a fun deal. Everybody has a good time, and hopefully no one gets hurt.
There are rules.
First of all, most important thing, no ducking at the Snow Goose. We don't allow ducking. Ducking will cause a disqualification. You must take the pie in the face.
There are strategies.
You just gotta ride straight, have a true heart. I think that's the key to it. True heart, yeah. A true heart. Only a true heart will win this.
But mostly, there are flying pies. Neighborhood kids help out. Neighborhood dogs clean up. Then it's time for the final showdown.
Bam Bam versus Elmer Pike for the championship.
Elmer, ready? Bam, bam. Joust. Winner, chicken dinner.
I can almost hear.
And Sully gets a pie of his own.
I like taking a good pie in the face.
The battle is over, and peace is restored to Phinney Ridge. Until next April 1st.
Yeah, and it's April Fool's Day. I mean, this is a day of, we should make fools of ourselves, I guess.
Do it again? Yeah! Woo!
All right, now the nitty gritty. You got to be 21 to compete. You got to know how to ride a bike, and you must be willing to take a plate of real whipped cream to the face.
Still to come, Jose hits the beach to hunt for razor clams.
Do you think we're gonna get some clams?
Yeah, definitely.
Plus the Tacoma Tiki Bar serving strong drinks and tropical vibes.
Wow!
Local stories make a difference.
That's good.
With the power to enrich lives, strengthen communities, and make us smile. Evening is made possible by Primera Blue Cross. Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
And welcome back to Evening from the historic Volunteer Park Conservatory. Come check it out, spend some time with the blooms, maybe even say hi to what might become our official state cactus. How cool is that? Meanwhile, the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife, they've approved just 7 days for coastal razor clam digging. It's okay if you don't know how to start, where to go. We've got a Jose for that.
Is a hunt that brings thousands of people to the Washington coast. More people participate in razor climbing than any other fishery in the state. It brings out the largest crowds and the widest age group of people to dig.
There he is. Do you think we're gonna get some clams?
Yeah, definitely.
I am a rookie racer clam digger, but I got a secret weapon. This guy.
My name is Bryce Blumenthal. I'm a coastal shellfish biologist, specifically with razor clams.
First, some rules.
You gotta make sure you have the license.
Everyone who's participating needs to have a license unless they're 14 years or younger. Children are able to participate without having a license. 15 clams per person is the limit. You're required to keep the first 15 clams that you dig, regardless of size or condition.
Believe it or not, this brown goo is good.
It's what the razor clams eat. So it looks pretty nasty. Usually when you see this, it means the razor clams are feeding. So hopefully they'll be up here pretty close to the surface.
So basically you're looking for kind of like a donut shape on the sand. That's a good sign.
Bryce makes it look so easy, but it's not. I was determined to get my first catch.
There you go! 14 more to go. 1. The water's coming too. Oh my God!
2 things are guaranteed when you go racer clam digging. You will get wet.
You get it! You're kidding me!
And you will make friends.
It's really a friendly fishery. People are always willing and able to show someone, you know, what they're digging on, what the shows look like.
So what are you looking at? How do you know the one is there?
So basically there's a dimple that pops up on the ground. You usually have to go deep and just like suction them out, and sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't.
Thanks to my new friends, I got enough clams for a meal. And I had a perfect day in the Washington coast.
Schedule is subject to change, of course, so make sure you check out the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife website before you head to the coast. In the meantime, we will head to the city of Destiny, Tacoma, and one of the most atmospheric tiki bars you will find anywhere, because rain or shine, we could all use a little escape.
Welcome to the darker side of tiki. Since 2018, Devil's Reef has offered more than spicy rum cocktails. They've also provided a shadowy escape from the brightly lit world outside.
We want to make you feel like you've been transported to somewhere else and take the outside reality out of the equation.
Jason Alexander credits a short story by horror writer H.P. Lovecraft with the inspiration. As your eyes adjust to the low light, a dark nautical vibe makes itself known, and you may see things that tingle the spine.
So there's no sun here, just darkness.
There's also shelves upon shelves of tiki mugs, a private collection amassed over 15 years. There are private booths and strong cocktails, like one called the Pile of Bones.
Pile of Bones, so it was inspired by an old classic exotic cocktail called the Shrunken Skull. And I just cranked it up a few notches and rebuilt it to be the Fibonacci sequence of numbers. So it's a drink built to the golden ratio with all of its ingredients inside of it.
If that sounds mathematical, it is.
The layers are deep here. It just depends on how deep you want to go.
Devil's Reef has drawn people from as far away as England. What a place to be run aground.
You can kind of choose how deep down the rabbit hole you want to go, or you can just sit here and have a drink and hang out.
Devil's Reef is open Wednesday through Saturdays at 5 o'clock, and they might just leave those tiki lights on until midnight.
Up next, the Seattle tree imparting wisdom to anyone who needs some.
Welcome back to Evening from Capitol Hill and the beautiful historic Volunteer Park Conservatory. You can just feel the calm. Come check it out for yourself. If you need some words of wisdom, though, I'd send you over to the Magnolia neighborhood. There is a unique tree with a lot to say. Photojournalist Diane Lewis-Torrey takes us there.
This is the Wisdom Willow. It's a Burning Man project in Magnolia. The idea is that you pluck a leaf of wisdom from the wisdom willow if it resonates with you, and I don't know, then you got a bookmark or a bracelet. Your past does not excuse unethical or immoral behavior. You know, it just forces you to get out of your kind of rut of thinking that we all get into and, you know, ponder life in a slightly different way. Deep listening will not comfort you. It will comfort the one who needs to be heard. Like, oh, Buddha, wise person. Once you see it fluttering in the breeze, I think it just encourages people to like stop and ponder. Make art, not war. It's better to put positive vibes out there than all the, I don't know, negative baloney we're constantly bombarded with. Make hope contagious.
Yeah, it makes it interesting. It's a different kind of tree. I love how it lights up at night. It's definitely art, and I think we do need more art in the world.
Some say stop and smell the roses. I say stop and pick a leaf off the wisdom willow.
If you would like to visit the Wisdom Willow Tree, it's at Barrett and 23rd Avenue West there in the Magnolia neighborhood.
When evening returns, tour the Tulip Festival after dark.
This is the only night bloom that we're aware of in the United States.
Now in our 40th season, Evening shares local stories that make our communities shine. Evening is sponsored by Pemco Insurance. Pemco empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at pemco.com.
And welcome back to Evening. Full bloom edition here from the beautiful Volunteer Park Conservatory. And we're going to keep this bloom theme going and take you to the Skagit Valley and the only farm that welcomes you into the tulip fields after dark.
On any spring day at Tulip Valley Farms in the Skagit Valley, you'll find fields of flowers, mini cows, and color everywhere. But they're planting much more than tulips here. After the sun goes down, this farm comes to life with tens of thousands of lights, illuminating a new way to fall in love with tulips, experiencing them after dark.
I'm Holly.
And I'm Andrew Miller, and you're at Tulip Valley Farms Night Bloom. This is the only night bloom that we're aware of in the United States. Night bloom is an opportunity to enjoy the tulips at night. We thought that it would be a lot of fun to invite all of our friends and neighbors out to the tulip field, and it's really taken off.
Think of it as a family-friendly flower rave. Lasers light one tulip field. Another field of flowers serves as a screen for psychedelic projections.
It's beautiful.
Tiny bulbs are slipped into hundreds of tulips, turning them into living nightlights. And this blacklight garden illustrates how tulip pollen glows in the dark.
I like the tulips over there with the pollen in there. That is really cool.
It's really cool. It's unexpected.
There's also food and entertainment, like Mount Vernon High School's folklorico dancers in traditional Mexican costumes that rival the tulips for color. And guests are welcome to walk through the tulip fields under the moonlight and just listen to the frogs. A new perspective on the festival we're all familiar with.
People get really excited about it. They're like, night bloom, what's that? And I tell them, and they're like, ooh, I want to come to that. Even locals who hate the tulips.
Blooms bringing joy and light, no matter what time you visit.
I love when the people come and they've got these big smiles on their face.
Night bloom at Tulip Valley Farms is every Saturday in April from 8 to 10. And speaking of something you don't want to miss,
a Seattle singer is going to be on the knockout rounds of The Voice tonight. Seattle's Natasha Blaine, whose smooth vocals during the blind auditions turned John Legend's chair. She's continuing to climb on in The Voice. Singing Walk On By, the song Dionne Warwick made famous, Natasha Blaine won her battle round.
The winner of this battle
is Natasha.
Tonight, this singer who works part-time at a sauna studio will see if she can leave her folding towels behind forever to pursue her singing dreams.
Good luck, Natasha. We are rooting for you. Just like that. We're out of time. Time to pack up my trowel and head out. Our thanks to the Volunteer Park Conservatory. Come check out what might be our state cactus. Better yet, come volunteer. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.